there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. Watch for construction on the I-135 ramp to Kellogg Westbound. Other than that, the main roads are running smoothly. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic. Weather.
A few sprinkles this morning, otherwise cloudy and cool. High temperature 43, northwest wind 5 to 15. Becoming clear with some fog late tonight. Overnight low 25. Sunny, breezy, and warmer on Thursday, a high of 60. More sunshine on Friday and a high of 62. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Hello, this is Paul Solentrop of Wichita State University Strategic Communications. Join us each Saturday at 10 a.m. on KFH for the Roundhouse Podcast. We talk with Shocker athletes and Shocker coaches to take fans behind the scenes. Saturday at 10 a.m. on KFH.
Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report from San Francisco on Super Bowl's famed Radio Row. I probably should have seen this coming, but honestly, I thought this was the year the Patriots owner Robert Kraft finally got into the Hall of Fame. Denied again. Look, I get the argument that neither of these two are for everyone, but there are only 50 voters on the committee, and while I don't exactly know what the criteria is, I know what it shouldn't be. Do I like this guy or not? Is this guy a bag or not? Is this candidate worthy or not? And clearly both these dudes are. Belichick absolutely should have gone in on the first try. And given the owners who are in, I could argue Kraft should have too. But even if he didn't go in on the first ballot, there's no way this dude should have missed 14 times now. Clearly the system is jacked. Clearly having to group coaches, contributors, and seniors on the same ballot is going to keep deserving candidates out. The system is broken, and it needs to be fixed yet again because Kraft should not be inducted while lying in a pine box in the ground. I'm Jim Rome.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Hyde.
Well, hello there, everybody. Glad to be here with you today on a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. We're getting there with the Hawaiian. I'm getting closer to not having to wear a long sleeve shirt over the top of the not matching Hawaiian shirts just to, in spirit, get the holiday celebrated. But that's where we are right now. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope everybody's enjoying the slightly warmer weather as we barrel into the first nice weekend, I was told, TJ, in 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks since we've had good weather on a weekend. We've had the unlucky timing lately, but we should be getting a little better here coming into the weekend, so hope everybody can enjoy it. We've got a good show coming for you today. It is Wednesday. That means we have a visit from our KU Insider Shreyas Laddha. Plenty to talk about with the Jayhawks and their big win over Texas Tech and everything else that's been going on. Reaction to the reaction after the BYU game as it concerns Darren Peterson, and then parlaying that into a complete game right after. So we'll have that for you. Get you ready for a shocker game tonight. Big one. Revenge on the mind. Wichita State, Charlotte. The game they shouldn't have lost. Now they can make up for it. And it's a big one in the standings again. Can they bounce back immediately from Tulsa? We'll find out. We'll dig into that game just a little bit as well. And TJ had a chance to catch up with Gene Taylor yesterday, who did give some thoughts on the state of the basketball program. So we'll kind of recap that a little bit as well. It's all what's on tap. Brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring the Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter at all 3 WBC locations. Treat yourself and your sweetie to this special seasonal brew, Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter, infused with Coca Dolce chocolate, available now at WBC. Pizza and beer made here. TJ, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jacob. I can't believe in all the things that you said that what are on tap, we didn't talk about the Pro Bowl. Did you watch?
Oh no, I did not.
I did. Let me just start the show off by this. I watched it last night, kind of as like a, I don't know, ironic watch, just to say like, what does this even turn into? I need to see what this is actually going to be like, and it was pretty silly. And it's a flag football game. I don't know what you expected, but after about a quarter, I was like, you know what? I'm locked in on this now. This is a football game. Let's go.
I'm excited about it being an Olympic sport. I am.
So you didn't watch. So this was a run. It was Scott Van Pelt, Jason Kelsey, and Dan Orlovsky calling the game, and they were just messing around. It's a flag football game, and they had like an actual like NFL flag officiating crew because it's a sport. Like it's not football rules. There's rules of like when you can blitz and there's a pass clock. You have to throw. You can't just float around in the pocket. Like all these different rules are different than normal football. And this referee crew was like full on. They were calling everything, and like they were like, "Come on, guy! Like just let them play."
Well, listen, if you're, I mean, that's going to be an Olympic sport.
I know that's what. Steve Young was the coach of the AFC, and he said he's like was talking. They showed him in the locker room pregame, and he was like, "Listen, guys, he's like, I understand we're playing flag football, but how many of you guys in here want a gold medal? You need to learn how to play this."
You need to learn how to play it. You're got to debut a little bit, audition for the ability to go represent Team USA. The Olympics start this weekend, so it's not that I don't like the idea of it. I think it's as fine as any way to do an exhibition football game, right? I like whatever.
Honestly, I'll say this is so silly. It's silly because first of all, you're right what you said like a week ago. The accolade part of it needs to stop. Like being a Pro Bowler doesn't mean anything anymore.
And now it's all pro, right? Yeah.
But the Pro Bowl, as it currently stands, may be more entertaining than the tackle football, but nobody wants to tackle each other.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Again, I have no problem with the idea of doing flag football. I think the skills challenge is, do they still do that? Because they used to, and this thing was in Hawaii when I was a kid, when ESPN was moderately young. Like this time of year is when you were like thriving on ESPN because you got the most obscure things like they'd have Sports Center, and then they didn't have any programming back then. I think they had Sunday Night Football was their thing, and then Sunday Night Baseball. And then it was stuff like this. You'd have home run derbies, random like one-on-one home run derbies from the 80s, or Pro Bowl skills challenges. And they just replay that stuff all year long. And so like I'm nostalgic for that kind of thing, but it's fine. It is what it is. What do people expect? Like, what do you expect? It's an exhibition game. None of them are that good. So we put way too much. Oh, they're so like, watch it or don't watch it.
Exactly. First of all, the people that are going to whine and moan about this, how many of you were watching the Pro Bowl anyways, whenever it was tackle football? Like that's a to me, the whole point of the Pro Bowl, which my wife kind of made this point last night, so credit to her for this, is that like the only people that really care about the Pro Bowl are like kids that want to see all the stars play together.
That's right.
Like for people that are the, football watchers, typically, like it's never going to be a normal football game. It never was a normal football game outside of the highlight reel of Sean Taylor obliterating people in the Pro Bowl. It's always just been silly of what they're doing. Like watch the old PATs in the Pro Bowls in Honolulu. Nobody cared at all. Like, it's just cool to see. Now I think it's just turned into like, hey, you want to see Joe Burrow running for a touchdown? Here you go.
Yeah, you just celebrating the game a little bit. It is what it is. Have fun with it. It's an exhibition game. It's not that big a deal. It's not.
The other side of this now is the snafu of all this stuff, which is going to be a full Pro Bowl segment. I'm sorry for whatever you want to talk about. The offensive linemen and defensive linemen, they don't go on the field. There's none. So they were just kind of hanging out. They eventually put in the Broncos. I don't know if he's a center or what he is. Offensive lineman. He was hiking the ball. Everybody's an eligible receiver in flag football as well. So you have somebody hike and they can run a route. So they put him in to play center, and then he caught a 2-point conversion and a touchdown.
I was about to say, why is Creed Humphrey not lined up in the slot?
They try. Jerry Rice said, "I'm trying to put him out there. They don't want to play."
If you want prime entertainment, you get the big fellas out there and
exactly.
you let them rip. Who's going to play quarterback? Can Trey Smith sling it? That's what the fans want. No, it's fine. I'm coaching 5th grade basketball practice on Tuesday nights and running the rat race. Like, I'm not recording the Pro Bowl to come back to it later. It's
also, why is it on a Tuesday night? What the hell is that?
Because nobody cares, and there's nothing going on a Tuesday night.
We can't give up the 1:00 slot on a Sunday because it's too busy airing American Conference basketball.
It's interesting that we say that. This is why I've always thought the Big 12 had a huge opportunity to market itself as this next best league, which is what I think Brett Yormark's doing. And this goes for college basketball across the country, but just as it pertains to, to our part of the world, if you can get people fired up right now, you've got a handful of NBA games typically you're competing with. That's about it until baseball starts. Like, this is college basketball's window, and we all want to watch something. So the more of Darren Peterson on a Monday night we can get, or how good Arizona is hosting BYU the other night, like that's got some legs. The more run the Tech fans chanting at Peterson, Bill, like the more of that we can get, the more it's going to benefit the league. I think there's a big opportunity here for college basketball to continue to grow, and I think it will if we keep seeing a product like we're seeing. College basketball is awesome. It's easier to watch. It's faster to get in and out of a game. And I think we're seeing that a little bit. I'd be curious to see some ratings numbers for college basketball. Speaking of, let's talk about college basketball when we return. We've got reaction to Hawk Talk from Bill Self a little bit, but I want reaction from Gene Taylor. TJ, your conversation with him, because as a part of another conversation, you were able to ask him about the state of the basketball program. It's got people talking, so we'll talk about it next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, everybody, welcome back into Sports Daily here on a Wednesday morning. Heavy college basketball talk as the Pro Bowl segment is officially wrapped up here on Sports Daily. We pivot now to the Kansas State Wildcats, who, if we're talking about Kansas State Wildcat basketball on the program, it's typically not the reason that Kansas State basketball fans would like us to talk about Kansas State basketball on the program. We're talking about my conversation yesterday with Gene Taylor. We get some context as to what the athletic department kind of thinks about the skidding Cats. Or they lost 8 of their last 9, Jacob?
Yeah, it's not good. Look, I haven't even, to be perfectly honest with you, like I haven't even looked at the streak itself, or I know they're in last place, and I know they continue to just sort of reach new depths, right? They just got beat by 34 at home. The KU loss was really bad. That one was also at home. That doesn't help. They looked okay against West Virginia. They gave it a good effort. They beat Utah. They lost by 1 in head-scratching fashion sort of to Oklahoma State. They've been better on the road, believe it or not. Arizona State, like if you go back and look, they lost to Arizona State, which they got smoked by Arizona, but Arizona State was a 3-point loss. Oklahoma State, a 1-point loss. West Virginia, a 5-point loss. But then you look at what's happening at Bramlage, a 9-point loss to UCF. Then they won, but then a 24-point loss to Kansas, a 34-point loss to Iowa State. It's that it seems like it's like impossible to turn it around, I guess, that's making it worse than it is. It's now after a post game catching a coach who doesn't seem as concerned about it as the rest of us, which of course he is. That's where I think people are losing it a little bit. Listen, everybody, the reality is there's a $20 million buyout on the table. Like I don't think that's happening right now. So that's where it gets into like, okay, Gene Taylor, like what are fans supposed to think at the moment? Not just that they're not winning, but they now we're into this point where it's like, do the players care? Do the coaches care? Like those are the questions we have to ask because that's kind of the vibe we're getting on this.
Yeah. So talking to Gene yesterday, basically just, left an open comment for him to say what he, kind of felt on the situation of what the state of the Cats are across all sports. And then he kind of got to men's basketball and he's basically like, listen, man, like it stinks. Like, and we know it stinks and we know that the frustrations are out there from the fan base and we understand the frustrations because we're frustrated too. He said there's nobody more frustrated than the people that are inside the basketball facility. And then kind of just, asked about if he had, any involvement within the struggles, if his hand is in the pot, so to speak, basically. And he said, nope. He's like, I'm not a basketball coach. I'm going to let the basketball coaches try to figure this thing out. And I trust that they can figure out a way to get it back on the tracks.
And good administrators do that, by the way. They don't get involved in the day-to-day of basketball. Yeah. They care about results. They care about, vibe, the school. And that's the problem is the vibe is so bad. That is his problem, right? If you need to have a conversation with Jerome Tang that says, hey, man, like stop alienating the fan base. How about? Like no amount of Wabash cannonballs after wins are going to make up for the fact that they feel like you're not doing everything you can to win games. We all know Jerome Tang cares that they're losing. He just isn't very good at taking blame and not making excuses for his players because he's a player's coach. And I think he's so laser focused on that group. You at least have to pretend like you care just as much about what's happening for the fans. And I think that he does, but he, when you go back and listen to what he's saying, like he's clearly trying to not discourage his players. Maybe they are dealing with something, extraordinary, as far as just different from what they'd normally deal with. I don't know. But like he's too much like defending them. They're not playing well. You don't have to defend them not playing well. You can defend them as individuals. You can defend them as people. You can defend them by how hard they're practicing and that the effort's there. But you can't defend getting beat by 34 at home. You can't. That's indefensible.
It's weird because I honestly, if I would be a K-Stater here, I would just chalk it up to a bad moment from Jerome Tang. Is it a bad moment that you can feel something about? That's fine. But also, as we say that thing, we've heard him say 2 weeks ago that David Castillo needs to play better. Like, although that too, but not even that. I'm saying he has called out his team before, and then he called out his team and said, these two need to play better. I hope that this team is pissed and they listen to us. Like, that's happened, and it's just that's what we talk about here, is that, like, it's a different storyline each game because there's different comments kind of made each game. And some of them have been targeting his team. Some of them have been targeting something else to maybe defer, if you want to think about it that way. And then, what he said last time is kind of just riding his team's back, probably because he knows how pissed off the fan base is. And now it feels like when you do something like this, I'm not saying this is what he's trying to do, but when you do something like this, that's saying like, I don't care that the fan base is pissed off.
Well, he's in defense mode, right? It's the media against me, which is whatever, who cares? But that's the way he feels. And probably, like, if we remember the way Coleman Hawkins was treated, I would imagine life on campus isn't fun for the team right now. And that's probably what pisses Jerome Tang off. And it would piss me off too if I was a coach. Like, hey, fans, because fans, the most vocal fans are the most annoying fans. Like, this isn't pros. This isn't, I know players are getting paid now, but these kids live on campus. Like, they're your classmates, they're your peers. The getting online and like trashing players is such a stupid thing.
I talked to you about this again. Speaking of our headlines that you didn't see, the burner verse. Are you aware of the burners?
No.
Right now, that's the biggest thing across all of college sports. Is everybody's got a burner account, and so there's all these super, not even super popular. Everybody's got accounts that aren't their real accounts. They're a separate account that's specifically made for K-State commentary or KU commentary or Wichita State commentary. And they get a lot of viral stuff because they put out a lot of funny stuff, but they're also are kind of hiding behind people not knowing who they are. So they can say whatever they want. And they go after these guys and sit there and say, Jerome Tang, you need to be fired. And Gene Taylor, you stink at your job. And you suck at playing point guard. And it's like, were you going to tell them that when you're at their face? Like, this is a different conversation. We're talking about just I know there's a little bit of irony here, but like the generation that we're talking about here. You know what I mean?
But my generation creates burner accounts and talks trash.
It's true. It's not even. It's not even a generation.
It's a personality.
Thing.
Like,
it's just the current landscape, I guess, is the way, because everybody's doing it.
The type of people that are going to do that, you can't worry about how they feel. Okay, like that's not who you should ever be aiming to please. But that's not the people that are the bread and butter of your fan base either. The people that are in that arena that paid money to come watch.
Yeah. You need to take more stock.
Are, actively cheering for the team that are doing. Those are the people you need to worry about.
Yeah. You need to take. You need
there
to
every
take
day.
More.
Like, yeah, there's media that will get an agenda, and that shouldn't happen either. But for the most part, they're covering the team that allows you to be paid a bunch of money, and they're covering the team to try to generate the revenue to pay a bunch of players. If you can't appreciate the job there or the fans that are, working to spend their money, then you've got a problem, especially when you're one of the leaders on campus. You should always be primarily concerned with, what your program is providing the university and what people like. That should always be a coach's concern.
To Jerome Tang's point, he's actually always been pretty good at this. I feel like he takes the most stock in the butts in the seats. And I think that after Iowa State, there was not a single soul in that arena for good reason. It was a 40-point game.
Blame him?
No. That's, I think, where I don't think that Jerome Tang is getting on social media at night and searching up his name and just getting pissed off at the world. But I'm sure I'm sure that though there's more and more of this, I'm sure that it's not hard for him to come across. But you know what I mean? Like, he's not actively searching for haters. The haters are actively coming towards him at this point. Like,
no, I think it's gotten a little toxic. I think he probably is, or he wouldn't know what the media or whatever he said is clipping out and putting on. Like, he wouldn't know that stuff if he really didn't care. Of course he cares. How could you not care, right? When the world is crumbling around you and it feels like everybody has given up on you. Now, then there's what you talked about with Gene Taylor. Doesn't sound to me like Gene Taylor's given up on him. There is a reality to this situation, and that is that $20 million doesn't grow on trees. It especially doesn't grow on trees.
I honestly, I've thought of exactly. That's exactly right. The second point you just said. If this this may infuriate K-State fans if you're anti-Tang right now. This is a year late. If this happened literally last year, it may have been able to get done. But I think with the current model of rev share, I don't think it's possible. Like, unless somebody hands you a check for $20 million, and then you have to look at that check and say, like, are you sure you don't want to just give $20 million to our football team?
Use that, yep.
Yeah, or something. Like, you want to build a roster with this $20 million? Like, are you sure you want to use that for that? Like, that's where we are here. And like, that is a number on your books. Like, and so are the players. Last year, The players weren't on your books. That was the Wildcat NIL's problem, and they would figure it out. Now it's like that's the same money, and that money could be spent somewhere else, and that hurts to spend that money.
I think there's some gray area in there, but yes, I agree. Like it's not a feasible thing anymore. It's why they have to stop writing contracts this way, by the way. It's not feasible anymore for most schools to just stroke checks for $20 million on a buyout. And K-State doesn't have a history of doing that either, by the way. Bruce Weber got a long leash. And so I think the reality of this, and K-State fans probably don't want to hear this morning, is that the answer to all of this is going to be try again next year.
It is. I honestly, I think that you and I are in the same camp. And again, we're not getting up here and, speculating when people need to get fired from their job and everything like that. But like, I can't see a world, and I think you're in the same way, that it happens this year. And I don't even know if it's going to happen next year.
You give me a handful more like we just saw against Iowa State, and that becomes a trend.
Like honestly, like how bad does it have to get for you to want to spend $20 million? Like
you don't have it right now. Like that's the thing. It's not that they've got the money ready in an account. It would take some fan base, some donor stuff getting together and being like, here's the deal. Here's how this is going to go down.
I don't know. It's such a weird conversation, and I get it. Like it's bad right now, and it wasn't very good last year, and it was
or the year before that.
It was slightly bad that year before. They just missed the tournament, and like I don't know. I mean, I guess you go on a strike before it maybe gets even worse, but then again, like
I don't think so. Doing something right this second accomplishes nothing.
No, it doesn't. I know.
So it does. It's this is all an after the season conversation. So you play it out, and then you have to evaluate things. But the reality is, it's that my belief is the most likely scenario right now is that they finish it out and they try again next year. The roster is going to be completely different. I mean, in all of this, what's so funny to me is like in all of this, all of the, blaming things and getting upset and all of it. The only thing I really care about and I wonder about all day when I'm thinking about this is Jerome Tang actually a good coach? Like, can he actually coach?
As much as
what I wonder about.
As much as us armchair watchers like think about that, because it's been a thing since the year the first year they didn't make the tournament. But like, he was the Naismith Coach of the Year. Like that is a thing that happened 4 years ago.
Yep.
You think about whenever they played Wichita State last season, like Paul Mills after the game went in that press conference room full of K-State media and said, "I know what you all are saying about Jerome Tang. That dude is a basketball genius. I sat on a bench with that guy for 15 years. He is one of the smartest basketball coaches.
But it's not translating, right?
It's not. And I agree. That's the hard part of this. But there's something there that Scott Drew saw for decades, Paul Mills saw next to him for a decade, that the national world saw for a year. And I get Marquise and Keontae were part of that. They were all Americans, but like Rutgers have the number 2 and 5 pick last year, and they didn't make the tournament. Like there's something that was there. It just you have to find it again.
And so then you look at it as, is he not appropriately bringing in or evaluating the portal players the right way? Because we know the resources there. They spend a lot of money. So can you get him help in identifying better fits? I mean, he's a player's coach, which only takes you so far.
That was something as well. Kellis Robinette put a story out yesterday, basically on the whole contract situation and what would be at stake. And his buyouts are astronomical and everything. The assistant coaches are only on 1-year deals. Is all they ever signed. So basically, they could start fresh with everybody except Jerome Tang, bring an entire new assistant coaching staff and try that, which I don't know if that will happen or not. But like they kind of tried this year with Matthew Driscoll coming in, the North Florida coach, to say like this guy is a offensive guru. He's going to set it up, and it seemed like it worked for 2 months, and now it doesn't.
I think, look, there is room for it to get better than, if Iowa State's rock bottom, they get games at TCU, Cincinnati, Baylor's coming up, Colorado. You can take West Virginia at home. Like there's some wins out there possibly, but not if they played anywhere close to the way they played against Iowa State. Not like that ain't happening. But their offense has not been as good. You know, that's you bring up that offense, TJ, 62, 54, 61 points in their last 3 games. I thought this was supposed to be a great offensive team.
Speaking of this, by the way, you were talking about the results here. It's let me pull this up actually while we're talking about this. The amount of teams that they've played when you looked at it, you're like, oh, that was bad. And it's like, well, maybe that wasn't that bad. They're actually kind of good because college basketball is just so insane right now. Let me pull up there. Here you go. You know, obviously Tulsa is one that we talked about early on. And this one, they narrowly got by Tulsa. Tulsa is currently 18-3. They almost beat Nebraska. Nebraska is one of the best teams in the entire country. They've got blown out by Indiana. They're where they? I don't even know where they are.
I don't know what Indiana's doing.
I saw them last night. They were playing USC. I don't think they're ranked right now, actually. Then you go down here and it's like, 9-point loss to UCF. You thought that was one that you could get. UCF is probably in the top 6 in the conference now.
7, but they're right there. They're tournament team.
Exactly.
Yeah, look,
that's what I'm saying.
Again, like it's the problem for me is the losses are a problem, but it's the last 2 home efforts have been piss poor. That's
by the way, I'm not saying that as defending the loss to Bowling Green, Seton Hall, Arizona State, Oklahoma. Those are heavier on the standings.
Like they just they can't find the consistency. Like I still think, and they're banged up, right? And that's been a big problem. But they should still be able to score. They should still be able to give us an exciting brand. So we'll see. Gene Taylor, I didn't get any indication listening to what he told you that there's anything imminent. They're going to ride this out. I would guess and tell you that it's probably a try again next year situation. We'll talk to Tim Fitzgerald about it tomorrow. I know K-State fans don't want to hear that, but
let me say this as well. It's notable because we haven't heard him talk about it yet. Like that's the first comment that we've heard of Gene Taylor talking about the struggles, but also, do you want your boss going on the record and saying, yeah, that dude sucks at his job? Like no AD in the country would have said that.
The accountability's got to come from somewhere, right? And so, where
that's
is
the conversation? That's the conversation to be had. But again, what did you really expect him to say?
Yeah, and the fact that the contract is in this situation to begin with is also a part of the conversation for sure. All right, we'll come back. Let's talk a little about what Bill Self said yesterday when we return.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
KFH.
Welcome back in, everybody. Glad to be here with you on a Wednesday. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland, a Hawaiian shirt Wednesday. Thanks to Crestview Country Club. Almost time to break out the Hawaiians out on the golf course. It's good. TJ, it's a good, easy, maybe some Hawaiian like golf shirts, a good, easy toe in the water to get in on.
I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've got some pretty, out there patterned golf shirts. They aren't quite florals, but I got one for Christmas actually that has a bunch of little golfers like snapping clubs over their legs.
You got to get the floral, get some floral in there, and
I guess
break
I'll
it
shut
in.
up.
Sometimes outrageous works, right? Sometimes outrageous works. So your little golfers, that's not Hawaiian though, is it?
It's not Hawaiian per se, but it's more than a plain polo.
That's true. I like it. Listen, I like it. I like the idea, but I don't know if it counts. I'll have to let Max be the judge of that. Try it out maybe next Wednesday, and we'll let him look at it. But thanks to Crestview Country Club, 36 holes of golf. It is, I'm going to guess, mostly melted out there. I haven't checked. I'm going to try to at least get out to the range Friday.
I was trying to golf yesterday, but it was a little too. I imagined that under the trees was going to be a little snowy, and the bunkers would be snowy, and I did not want to mess with it. We got one tomorrow morning. I'm going to mentally prepare myself all night.
Yeah, I don't know if today will be the day, but tomorrow and Friday, Saturday will be a little windy, but it looks like we got some days. 36 holes at Crestview. Ask them about their different memberships. Tell them we sent you here from Sports Daily. All right, TJ. Bill Self talked last night on Hawk Talk, which is an environment where he maybe can have a little more fun, be a little more lighthearted, and he addressed the chants coming in from the Tech crowd yesterday.
He did.
Basically saying thank you to the Tech fans, which is funny, right? That's kind of what KU fans are all thinking. Again, I'll still say I think Tech fans were correct in their ribbing of Darren Peterson. But did it motivate him at all? I don't know. I mean, I hope it did. Again, I go back to what I said, and this is probably where Bill Self's having fun with it. Like, that's the kind of thing, if you're a KU fan, you should want Darren Peterson to feel every single time he goes on the road. Like, get that juice, that energy, put it right in his veins, make him fall in love with this. And again, this is all assuming it's not as simple as he feels a cramp, he's coming out of the game and he's not coming back, which is where kind of I think things are going. But, maybe it's just a little bit extra. I can't come out of this game right now. Like, there's no way.
There's something to be said about that, maybe because we don't know if he did or not. He said he didn't, but I feel like he, what if he did? And it's just like, no, I'm not coming out of this game. Like, I'm not going to sit there and listen to that and then come out of this game. Like, keep me in, let me hit a game winner. And he did.
Or it's as simple as he didn't feel the cramps. So he just kept playing. Yeah, which is probably more likely.
Either way, it's good news.
It is good news. It's good news for him to feel it. So they get ready for, a weekend of basketball that should be, and this is always, a dangerous thought process, but Utah's not that good this year. You get them at home. I've seen a lot of people say, well, rest Peterson, just, rest him for the next one. But I don't think it works that way. Like, I don't think it's that simple. Play him, and let's see if he can score 50. That's kind of how I feel about it. Let's see what he gets out there and can do. I do think, though, like, the more KU's offense has to develop without him getting them easy buckets, the better it is for KU long term. I think they can be, we've seen in the last couple of games, elite defensively when he's out there and when he's not out there. Can they be elite offensively when he's not out there? I don't think that they can, but they can still be effective when he's not out there.
Yeah, they can. And it's the conversation that we've had the entire time of, can they switch mid-game and do that kind of thing? But I think that we're getting to a point, maybe it's wishful thinking, but I feel like we're getting to a point where it's not going to be as much of a, I say this 2 games removed from BYU, obviously, but maybe that is something to where it's like we can see him go out and come back in, and it's not going to be 40 minutes. I don't think it's ever going to be 40 minutes. 35 was actually, I didn't think it was going to get that high this past game, but I don't know. Am I crazy in thinking that I feel like it's getting better?
Well, I mean, yes, you're a little crazy, but because I camp because we saw it at Tech, but the game before he didn't play in the second half of BYU, basically. So I don't, again, I think we're overthinking the whole thing. Like, I think we want to see him play against Tech, and then our brain is, okay, he's good now. Like, now he can just play. But we've seen him play full games, Colorado, and that was through an injury. But if the cramps come, like he's, and I think the issue all year has been they don't know when they're coming. He doesn't know when they're coming. Bill Self doesn't know when they're coming. Nobody knows when they're coming. But when they come, he's done. And I don't know how you, like, I think if we're being responsible, we just sit here and say, boy, I hope the cramps don't come the next game.
Yep.
Not, I think they might, or they think they might not, because there's been no indication or rhyme or reason to when it's happened or why it's happened.
It's true. I don't know. All that we know is that whenever he's on the court and is making shots, he slumped this last game. I mean, they are right there, able to beat Arizona, beat anybody they want to beat.
I love so much about that Tech game. I love that they won, obviously, but I love that they won in a game where he wasn't very good for most of it. I love that they won a game where, they couldn't really generate much offense, where they were out rebounded, where Tech got on a run, like all the things that they were able to just, absorb and play through on the road to still get that win was as old school Bill Self Jayhawks as you can ever see. And it just like we haven't seen that in a while, where they snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, kind of a thing. Like, if you're a Tech fan, you're just looking at that thinking, the hell did that happen? We were at home. We were up 10, we were killing them. And they beat it. How did they win that game? Like, that's the way everybody felt about Kansas for 15 years. Like, how did that happen to us? And so that was the part for me. Like, that's the kind of thing in a tournament format. Like, you're going to come out in some random gym in Sacramento and you're not going to shoot it well. Still find a way to win that game when you're playing a good team. That's what they showed us against Texas Tech. And is Kansas going to walk in the door and be the favorite to win a national championship at any point this year? I doubt it. I don't think so. So they're going to have to, at some point, if they get on some kind of a run, be in some of these underdog, as much as they ever can be, type situations and thrive in it. And Monday night, they thrived in it. They did. That's a pretty big underdog there for them, 4.5 points. And they thrived in it.
What do you think the spread's going to be against Arizona? Think it'll be favored?
Boy, that's a good question.
I bet they're going to be like 2-point dogs.
I bet it's 1.5.
Because they're going to be top 10 when that rolls around.
Assuming they handle business against Utah. It'll probably be 1.5 either direction. Has Kansas been a home dog this year? They haven't, have they?
I think that they well, I guess not. I don't think they have.
Against BYU.
UConn they were.
They home dog, yeah.
Without Peterson.
Oh, that's right, because we knew that. Yeah, that's probably right. So it's not out of the ordinary for Vegas to do that. BYU was not a home dog to Arizona. So Kansas is probably not going to be a home dog to Arizona.
Then I agree.
That BYU game, you could get it 1.5 either direction on different sites. Like, you could get Arizona -1.5, you could get BYU -1.5. So that's kind of what I'm feeling, I guess. I assume it'll get somewhere in that range. That is a fascinating matchup.
That might I didn't peg it as that in the preseason. Everybody always talked about that BYU game as soon as the schedule came out because of Devonta, but
right.
I mean, this is Koa Pete versus Darren Peterson, and probably number 1 versus number 8 or whatever you want to say. Like, this might be the actual game of the year a week later.
Well, you like
at 8 o'clock on a Monday.
You like that it's coming at home right now. I think. I wonder. I can't decide, to be perfectly honest with you, TJ. I can't decide if I like Arizona or Houston more. You get them both at Allen Fieldhouse. You have to go back to Tucson. You don't go on the road to Houston. Either give me either one of those games, I think, to fit that definition, and I'd agree with it. But I don't know which one yet. I mean, they got to go to Iowa State's going to be awesome. That's a nationally televised game, of course. Like, they have some really fun and cool and interesting games still left on the schedule to test this team. And back to the original point there about the environment, like, to get Peterson some of that. Like, get him more of those road games. Give him every bit. Iowa State is going to let him have it. Give it to him. Let him embrace that. Let him feel that energy. He's been around Allen Fieldhouse enough. No, he knows that energy. Give him that road. If he reminds everybody of Kobe, right? Give him some of that. Give him some spite in there. Like, give him a chance to go prove him wrong, kind of a thing.
Yep, I agree. I'm right there, and I think that it's I don't know. I think it's good for him too, because I think that not only is it good for him to get to feel that atmosphere, it's good for everybody else watching it, because there's been the narrative that's already been made about him. Everybody loves him, but the whole country after he left at halftime at BYU is calling him soft. You've got 15 games left to your college career. You're probably the number 1 pick anyways, but you want to blow some people out of the water? Here's your chance to do it. You have 2 top 10 games coming up in a week.
I have to be careful when I use this term. and it follows like the spoiled KU fans. Like, yes, the rest of the country is now calling him soft, but the spoiled KU fans have been calling him soft for a long time, right? And by this, the fans that the expectations are so high, right? That's what I would, and I don't mean that like. So I have to be careful when I say it. I don't mean it in a negative light, but there's a lot of KU fans that only know the best and only expect the best, and the reality of situations doesn't get to enter the equation, and that's totally fine. Like, that's Alabama football, that's whatever you want to say. Yeah, they've been doing it too. It's hard to watch those though, and even those fans be like, all right, fine, like that because that's where I think we've both been, and a lot of people that like. It doesn't matter to me if it's 10 minutes or 12 minutes or 18 minutes or 20 minutes or 24 minutes or whatever it is in a game, whatever it is that they can get, they got to have, because they just not a good enough offense without it.
Perfect example of what you're talking about. I texted one of my buddies that's a big old KU homer. I was like, I need to know what your thoughts are, because I feel like I'm a little, impartial, but slightly. So I was like, I need to know what the real KU fans think about this. And he's like, he's Kobe Bryant, but he's really soft. And then he hit the back-to-back threes to win the game. And he said, but man, when he's playing, he's the best player in the country.
Yeah. And it's not, and that's the part, I guess, that I don't think it's soft. I think it's cautious. I think it's careful. I think so.
Like I said yesterday, if he was soft and didn't want to play, he would not be in Lawrence, Kansas.
Or he wouldn't have come back in Colorado. That's the one I keep like. It's not he played through a snapped ankle. It looked like it's the cramps that are freaking everybody out. That has to be. I mean, it has to be that simple. It really does. All right, we'll come back. We'll get you ready for Shocker basketball tonight. We've got the headlines I probably missed, and Shreyas Laddha joins our KU Insider. Busy next hour. Stick around.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
we investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Hyde.
Break out your best Hawaiians, everybody. It's Wednesday, Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday here on Sports Daily for at least half of us, 2/3 of us. Max also a participant. Max and I might be the only ones. Max, I am Paul Savage, but you know, you gotta start somewhere. We're working on it. We're working on TJ. We never could get Tommy converted. I think Brandon Zenner was a believer in it on the Wednesdays he was here on the show. But we'll listen. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. I gotta go back to something you said in the last hour, TJ, that blows my mind. You were talking. Your wife watched the Pro Bowl with you?
Oh yeah,
man. That's
we don't. She'll watch a little bit of, like, you know, soapy shows on Netflix sometimes when she's like by her, but like when she's by herself, like I've told you guys this, like a couple of years ago, I came home for dinner one night. She was asleep on the couch watching Tennessee LSU women's basketball. And she's just like, yeah, have you seen Flo J? She's crazy this year. I was like, who are you?
Yeah, what's happening? My wife used to be that way with football, with the NFL. She's not anymore as much, but she did when we first started dating. Like, you did not miss a Chargers game.
Speaking of your ESPN random programming, like, this is her peak time because, like, she, like, every night she's like, let's just watch something. It's like, what do you want to watch? It's a Tuesday night. She's like, there's a game on. Like, let's just go watch the SEC. Let's just watch something.
I love it.
Okay, I don't know anybody on the court right now.
Listen, that's more energy than I have a lot of the time for it. Sometimes it's like, it's Tuesday night. Let's watch something that doesn't have to do with sports, as we've been, staring at it in the face all day. We're here though. We are rocking and rolling. One thing we do love is our college basketball. Big one tonight for the Shockers. We'll talk to Shreyas Laddha later in the hour. Our KU Insider. It's all what's on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring chili for a limited time. Hearty beef, no bean chili, perfect for lunch, and now available at all 3 WBC locations: East, West, Historic Delano, Wichita Brewing Company. Pizza and beer made here. Get you plenty of Prairie Fire coffee to get through the morning. It was it was a no sleep kind of night here in the Albrecht household. So plenty of coffee fueling us up here. We appreciate them. And a distracted night means plenty of headlines I probably didn't see, and TJ did. So Max, let's hit it.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
All right, sports headlines that Jacob probably didn't see. We start with that Pro Bowl. George Pickens, the offensive MVP last night. The one that took me away, though, Jamar Chase was playing defensive back for no reason other than just to have fun. One-handed interception for a pick six last night. Set the whole convention center on fire. But maybe the talk of the Pro Bowl, Micah Parsons was there, said he wanted to be there despite having ACL surgery. He had a electric scooter just riding around on the sidelines with a camcorder, and he tried to check into the game, and the referees would not let him play with the electric scooter. They had to kick him off. He said his electric scooter's name was Lightning McQueen, and it was the talk of the Pro Bowl last night. So that is headline.
I missed that, and I shouldn't have, because I'm going to have to go now look and find some of the clips of that. That's what it needs to be. That's what it needs to be.
It was a fun watch, like I said, for the first 12 minutes of the show. Next up, New Heights, new podcast comes out today. They released this one yesterday, and it made its rounds. Travis Kelce was doing the show apparently from Taylor Swift's house. I don't know if it's what house, but Taylor Swift's house, because he was sitting in a designer chair, was laughing, sat back, and it shattered underneath him. And he said, "Taylor is going to kill me." So that is making its way around, that he broke one of Taylor Swift's chairs on New Heights.
I got to look that one up.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's pretty funny video. I can't lie. I don't know if you've seen this one. This may be a little risque for the show, but I'm going to say it anyways.
We'll go there.
Mike Vrabel, have you seen the video of him in the preseason of the Bussin' with the Boys guys? Are you aware of Bussin' with the Boys? You know who those guys are?
Yes. I know that it exists. I've never consumed.
I haven't either. So did their thing with them, and they were, I don't know how they got on this conversation, but they said, like, what lengths would you go to win a Super Bowl? And like they kind of like threw a bunch of hypotheticals at him, and he basically said that like he would be fine with losing his manhood to win a Super Bowl. And now here he is in the Super Bowl, and they interviewed him at Radio Row yesterday, and he's like, "Can we make it like half? Can we just do half, and I could win the Super Bowl? Like, can we get back?"
Talking about castration here?
I guess.
Oh man.
Now he's faced with a real uncomfortable situation.
Jeez. Really? Wow. Okay.
It's wild.
That's dedication.
Wild headline making the rounds. I got one for Max this morning too, though. Maxwell, I don't know if you saw this. Chuck Negron passed away yesterday. You know who that is, Jacob?
Negron? Name vaguely rings a bell.
How about?
I don't think so.
Embarrassing. I knew it long before you guys know it.
I knew he did.
Wifey's former, her late husband.
Three Dog Night. Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't. I mean, I love music. I love bands. I am not tell you who the lead
I agree.
guitarist
I probably couldn't have told you who Chuck Negron was, but I know who Three Dog Night is for sure.
Oh yeah. Right.
There's only one member left.
Really?
Danny Hutton.
My parents saw them at the Cotillion a couple years ago, actually. Should have gone. Never knew what you missed.
They came and played the Cotillion when?
Like
Chuck
2 years
wasn't
ago.
with them. Chuck
Did you guys
wasn't with
see
them.
Was he not?
Did you see the Cotillion's going to host a wrestling event?
Ooh.
It's kind of like I think it's like the minor league system of WWE. They're coming to do Cotillion. I was like, that would be
while you're
probably
sitting
a pretty awesome place to see a wrestling match.
While you're sitting at the tables that they have.
Yeah, but they obviously can make floor seats. Yeah. I don't know about the entrances. The entrances might get a little tough, and it might just be like a house show. Yeah, that was Cotillion's a good spot. Three Dog Night would have been a great Cotillion show.
It's true. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I got. Those are the headlines for you.
Those are good ones. Those are good ones. I've got to look up the Kelce. See, I got to look up the Kelce chair video now. I've got to look up the Micah Parsons buzzing around on a scooter video. This is why we need this. This is why we need this segment. TJ can enlighten. It's not just me. Listen, it's a lot of our listeners too. Enlighten us into what we missed. Yes, Max.
Was he at her house in Rhode Island?
I don't know. I don't know what house. I just know that it was her chair that was broken. Maybe it was at his house with her chair, but Taylor Swift's chair was broken. For those of you that care about the Taylor Swift furniture saga.
I also imagine she's got probably more than one residence, if I had to guess. Yeah, probably more. Probably more than one. What do you think he's gonna do?
I know.
He could have gone and had fun. He wasn't a Pro Bowler this year, but he could have gone and had fun with the guys out there, showed up on set at ESPN, done any of that. What did you put it? What did we never came up with a wager for that. We need to come up with a way, not like Mike Vrabel castration wager or anything like that, but something a little lighter perhaps on the return. Because I think he's coming back. I think he's soaking in the private life right now this offseason as much as he can. And I think he's probably preparing to come back. Now, if he does, like, is he ever going to give us a swan song year? Would you ever want to do that, by the way? Like, would you ever want to be a swan song? I would hate it.
I would hate it. And it feels like it's a little bit of irony coming from two guys that are on television for a living and are fine with that part of it. But I agree. I don't like, I tell people that all the time. Like, whenever people ask me, like, I always like jest with them. They're like, why did you want to go into TV? I'm like, oh, the glory and the fame, but like, I don't care at all about that kind of crap. Like, I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Especially in the NFL. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's an argument to be made about like in baseball, but like in the NFL, like that does not sound fun.
Like the Jeter getting cowboy boots every like that whole thing. I'm like, come on, man. Like, no, I don't. Nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Like in the NFL, like maybe I'd be even less inclined because it's just like, wow, congrats on a great career, Travis Kelce. Welcome back to Mile High Stadium. Now we're going to try to tackle you into the ground and pummel you in the sport that we play. Like, I don't have any time for that.
When Bruce left this show, it was, and we knew it was coming, and the responsibility you feel on something like that, we got to make this perfect for Bruce. He's been doing this forever, and so I'm trying to, and it was always be like this. It was like nothing, just that final segment. Give me about 90 seconds to say goodbye, and I'm like, I'm the same way. Like, I don't want that. Like, that kind of attention makes me uncomfortable.
I know. Like, we've talked. I don't know if I've talked to you that much about it, but we've talked a lot about in TV. There's a lot of people that do the swans, and like you said, like a lot of them are like, "Hey, here's a minute. Like, thanks for everything. I'm leaving." And then some people do. It's like, yeah, we're gonna blow out a half hour of the show. Like, we're doing this.
We've done that for the legends on K-Witch. Now that was not by their choice. They were told
exactly
that we were doing that. But like, I am big on the Irish goodbye. Yeah. My grandpa was the best Irish goodbyer, like the world famous at it, at disappearing. And I just like that kind of I don't mind it. Attention doesn't make me uncomfortable. It couldn't be if you did our line of work. That kind of attention, though, kind of makes me uncomfortable. Like, I don't need everybody fussing over that. Like, no. Like, we're fine. I get it. I don't know. I don't think he will, which just means every offseason is like this. Like, well, are you or aren't you?
Andy Reid even more so. Andy Reid would hate that.
We don't even talk about Andy Reid retiring anymore, which is so funny because that was every offseason for about 4. It was like, is this it? And I'm like, why does anybody, like, what is he said something? Like, this guy seems to me like you're going to have to pry him off the field at some point. Kelsey's not maybe the same as Andy Reid, but yeah, I don't know. I think Andy Reid wouldn't want the attention of that either. It feels like one day they'll walk in and be like, all right, everybody, I'm done. Thanks for everything. I'm going to do the next thing now, and you guys can all just move right along. And I think that's what we're going to get from Kelce. And I think if he was going to do it, it would have already happened. I really do. Like, why would he wait 2 months to retire? Maybe after the Super Bowl, I guess. You don't want to take the attention away from that. I think he's coming back. We got to come up with a wager on that. All right, when we come back, let's get you ready for Shockers Charlotte tonight. What do we expect?
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app Brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Breaking my heart during the break. Our buddy Brandon Zinner, who I said I thought was sort of in on Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, says he's not, but that's okay. It's all right. Look, no big deal. I get it. You guys want to Scrooge out? I don't know what the resistance is all about.
You know the sound whenever your alarm goes off in the morning. You know how it like sends you into that shock of like, oh, it makes you want to throw up, and then you hear it throughout the day, and it makes you want to throw up whenever you hear that sound again.
Is that what you feel like when you hear Max?
I hear that stupid
music?
ukulele turn on. And oh god.
Well, I want you to just take a minute, take a breath, and realize what you sound like right now. Okay. That level of Scrooge, that level of grump, you're not old enough for that yet. That usually develops later in life. I just, I don't know what to tell you. Just enjoy life. Have a little fun.
I think this is more so less of that Scrooge and more so the feeling of like when your dad does something that's annoying or embarrassing. That like the age gap here is where I can feel that towards you two and just say,
but that is the entire purpose of it, right? That's the whole point of Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. Is like, Dad, who cares what anybody thinks? I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. I have a closet full of Hawaiian shirts. Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday was a part of my life well before.
I said this isn't a bit for Jacob. Jacob wears Hawaiian shirts unironically
all the time. All the time. So when Savage shows up with one, like over the top of a sweatshirt, I'm like, oh, hey, cool, nice Hawaiian. You know what? We should wear Hawaiians every Wednesday. I think that's about how it started. I got a closet full of them. You know why? Mostly to annoy my wife. Like mostly that's what it is. Right? Like, yeah, you just cool. I'm gonna wear Hawaiian today. Glad that everybody's playing along here. Look, some people just get it. Some people don't. And someday you'll have kids and you'll want to annoy.
Maybe that's what I need. Maybe when that kid is born, the first Hawaiian will be bought.
Well, that's a part of being. I mean, you've got a house now. You appreciate mowing the yard. Like all the other things are falling right in line for you.
By the way, this is an argument before we get into Shocker Talk. This is an argument that made the rounds when the snow came down. Would you rather mow the grass or shovel snow?
Is that a real question?
I know. That's what I thought too.
I mean, is there anyone on the planet who would rather shovel snow than mow the grass?
I agree. People are acting though like this is so satisfying. Like, yeah, but it sucks.
So satisfying. It's cold. Like, no.
My back hurts. Not. Even if you're push mowing your yard, that's way better.
Yeah, no. Even if most of us are. I push mow my yard. Yeah, it's therapeutic. The only part about mowing the grass that gets annoying is when it gets just blistering hot. But even then, it's fine, right? You just, you do whatever. That's another thing I do when another way I like to annoy my wife is to like, I put on like a, like a bandana and tie it around my head for the sweat. And just right out there in the front yard with like bright red shorts and just absolutely, and just to watch her roll her eyes. Like that's the satisfaction I need. That's the satisfaction. Are you watching Landman by chance?
I'm not, show. But I'm aware.
So I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody. We just finished that last night, actually. And there is a part where one of the characters, when they're going through something difficult, like where is he? He's like, he's out mowing the yard. It's like, oh yeah. Like there's like this moment of the other being like, yep, I get it. That's where I'd be if I was needing some time to think too. Like nobody does that with shoveling snow. You don't wake up to get out there and mow the grass.
There's also the people that I've seen that are, I don't know who I saw that said this, but like you can't wait till it's done snowing to shovel. You need to shovel while the snow is coming. And then that way that you're not going all at once. You're doing increments.
No, that again, like awful. Why would you do that? Why would you want to shovel twice?
Honestly, like I have a truck, like Paul Mills told us, I've got a truck. Why am I shoveling the driveway anyways?
Well, mine is, I completely agree with that sentiment. Like, what's the point? Except I have kids that have to walk out there to get on the bus. And when that stuff refreezes, it's a free-for-all. Like they bust their butts trying to get on that bus. So I got to shovel it for that reason as much as anything else. But like what's the point of this? Like we'll just drive on the snow. It's going to melt. Show snuffling. God, who does that? Anyway, speaking of Paul Mills, speaking of the Shockers, Charlotte tonight. Here's a headline TJ prop. Don't look. What do you think the line is tonight? Have you looked at that yet?
I haven't. Oh, man. Are they going to be favored over Charlotte? I think that Charlotte is probably a 2-point favorite.
I mean, you're as off on a line as I can remember us guessing lines And that's fine. That's not like I would have been the same way had I not looked at this.
Was it like Charlotte by 10?
More off on that line.
Is it like Charlotte by 10?
It's the Shockers by 9.5.
What the hell is that?
Okay. So before, like when I was last night kind of just getting ready for things we're going to talk about on the show and everything. And I'm looking at, and I did this a little bit yesterday too, like Charlotte, where do you think Charlotte and Ken Palm, where do you think they rank in the American?
They're like 70, I think, aren't they?
No, they're
above the Shockers.
They're the 7th best Ken Palm team.
You're right. Yeah, that's
161.
right. Coach Mills talked about that because they were their non-con was terrible,
and they were missing players. He said, right?
Yes.
So
they lost to Davidson, Virginia Tech, Appalachian State, Illinois State, Richmond, Utah State, and Charleston, and then they got into conference play and they've only lost 2 games.
It's a perfect example of why this stuff is so hard. Now, typically, and this is where I've always thought, like, if you're a bettor, there are some advantages to catch in college basketball. That would be the kind of thing that you'd be talking about there. But I will tell you, TJ, that if you go and look, so the overall this season in the conference, they're only averaging about 3.5 more points a game. They're actually giving up a little bit more than they were in the non-con. So, like, when you hear Mills tell us it's like a different looking team because they had some injuries and things, like, I don't really know how to set an expectation for this, but 9.5 point favorites is wild to think about. Wichita State should have beat them the first time they played, right? I don't think anybody disagrees with that. But I also don't think if you're Charlotte, you're accidentally now 9 games into conference 7-2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just so weird. I'm digging deep into this now. They beat the Shaw Bears, which is the Division II school in the CIAA, by 4 points in November.
The net does not disagree either. The net is kind of the same way.
That's so wild. I don't remember a polarizing, I don't know if that's the right word, discrepancy between your overall season and your conference season than I'm looking at with Charlotte.
We'll see. I do think, though, it should probably help us recalibrate tonight.
It's weird. This is a really weird one because, like, look at, they beat UTSA. They beat UTSA like a drum. They beat Rice by 1. They beat Tulane by 3. They only beat East Carolina by 3. So it's like they're beating teams that they should be beating, but not very much. But then they find ways to beat good teams too.
They got drummed by Tulsa and Temple are their 2 losses. They should have lost to the Shockers. Their wins, though, like if you go look up and down the standings, and they beat Temple in overtime, so they split with Temple. It is Rice, Tulane, East Carolina, Rice, UTSA, and the win over Wichita State.
Yeah, I mean they haven't
beat any of the good teams. They beat Wichita State, so they beat one of the good teams. It probably should recalibrate. So I'm going to the game tonight with my family, and this is a game. So we look at all that, we know all that, and Paul Mills, of course, is going to tell, well, they're actually pretty good. But coach talk is different than this talk, and this talk is, okay, everything now is staring us at the face. There's the revenge aspect for Wichita State. They need to come out and they need to push them around a little bit. This needs to be a good, convincing win. I mean, the implications in the standings are significant.
Yeah.
Right? Charlotte's 2 games, Charlotte and Tulsa, 2 games ahead of Wichita State. Wichita State needs a little bit of help with both of them. They both are going to have to lose another one somewhere. The Shockers, though, they can handle business a little bit because they play them each again. Charlotte tonight and Tulsa later in the year at home. That when we talk about everything being in front of the Shockers, everything's in front of the Shockers.
Yep.
Right? Like their opportunities are right there in front of them to go do whatever it is that they're going to do. There is some control left with this many games to play for Wichita State. Wichita State hasn't even played. I mean, would you say they've played the softer portion of their American schedule yet?
I don't know, halfway there.
They really don't. They don't really get one. They do get East Carolina.
It doesn't really get that much easier.
Yeah, they get Tulane. They get East Carolina again. Those are both road games, though, and they get UTSA, which is a road game. So you can look at that a lot of different ways. But the softer games that they'll play are all on the road. Now, they have plenty of opportunities left in that too, though. Charlotte, South Florida, Tulsa, Temple, teams, FAU, teams they need to beat are all still on the schedule as well. So it really is like if the Shockers are great down the stretch, they will be in control. Let's say the Shockers, we all call it 5 losses. Is it going to be 5? I don't even know if it's going to be 5. I mean, I guess, yeah, Tulsa would have to lose 3. So they have 9 games left. Do they have 8-1 in them?
The Shockers?
Yeah.
Depends if you can beat Tulsa and Memphis.
See, I think they could have it in them. Now you got to go to Memphis, but Tulsa you get back at home, and Tulsa's really good. Like
I'm looking at the Ken Palm says, what'd you say, 8-1? They've got 7-2.
Yeah, and that may be good enough for second. I don't know if it'd be good enough for first.
The thing is, though, to your point that you always make that I push back on, I'll take this side today, is that winning this conference is great, but if you want to get to March Madness, second place is sure. But listen, second place in the conference this year with the new layout is significant. Like, can you win 3 games in Birmingham is all that you have to do. You don't have to win 5 like we used to have to. Like, if you can go down there and win 1, 2, 3, you're in March Madness. If you win the conference, you have to win 2 games. I believe I'll have to look at it, but it's the gauntlet. They're building it up that way. If you're going to be whatever, East Carolina, if East Carolina snuck in, they'd have to win 8 games.
I'll tell you why I like that, because
it makes the games worth something.
Well, it's a league that kind of looks like it's going to live in that 1, maybe 2 bid league, range. So you're making, if we know that winning the conference tournament is a part of it, then yeah, you have to add emphasis to the regular season. So yes, I think I like it. I mean, I like that they're doing this. It's and I thought you were going to go this way, is that it doesn't really matter what they do in these games. If this was a year for Wichita State where, they're coming off of a couple of top 3 finishes in the American and you're feeling good, like, then I would be like, let's just get to the tournament. That's not the case, right? I don't think it is.
I'm with you. I always take this side of it where the games matter, and they have to matter because you want to win conference championships.
Well, and right now for Wichita State, you're trying to reignite a fan base. That's right. True. We know this. We use the example all the time, but it's not just the example of the TBT this summer. This goes back forever. If you can get fans on board with the idea of it's a big game, fans are like, they'll be there. That game against Memphis,
they almost sold it out.
Awesome crowd.
They almost sold it out last year against K-State for a team that we watched lose to UMKC the game before. Like, and I get that that's a little bit of a K-State push in that as well, but like, they showed up. Like, you know why they did that? Because it's like, yeah, it's K-State. That's a big game. There was a good crowd against Memphis in a blizzard because it's like, yeah, it's Memphis. That's a big game. Do fans care about Charlotte, even though they're first place in the conference? Probably not. It's not as big of a name. Like, that's the hard part of this.
Yeah,
so that's
it's the weekday 6:30, right? Like, that'll make it hard to justify too. But what it won't do is, let's say, what is FAU to finish the season, a 4:00 game on what I think is a Sunday, Saturday at 4:00 game against FAU, national TV, and you got a chance to, let's say you got a chance to win the league or even finish top 3, top 2. That buys on the line. How many teams in the new tournament format get it? 2?
I think a lot of them get buys, just no matter what buy you get.
The one where
I think it's only.
It's the top 2, right?
I'll look at it. Whatever.
I haven't dug into that yet, and I should. That's going to become a big crowd at that point. So I think when you look at these kinds of games against Charlotte, it reminds me maybe a little of the North Texas game. Like, there's something on the line tonight. There's something on the line. We look at it and care more about, can they bounce back? Can they not let 1 loss turn into 2 losses? Can they do the things, like, I'm looking at it still as, is this team showing us they can win a conference tournament? Mm-hmm. But they're right there in the standings. They're right there.
1 and 2 get buys all the way to the semifinals. 3 and 4 get buys all the way to the quarterfinals. Okay. 5 and 6 get a bye to the second round, and then the first round is 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, it justifies our top 4 in the league. I think you were with me on that before the season. Like the base, the floor needed to be top 4 in the league. I stand by that.
So yeah, if you're top 4, you have to win 3 games. If you're top 2, you have to win 2 games.
But let's just say no games have been like there are no conference standings, but we've seen the teams play like we have, right? So we know enough about the teams, and you're restacking this. Where does Wichita State stack in, right? Like records aside, just roster to roster, where do you think the Shockers stack into this thing?
I mean, I think that. Let me pull up a list here. Tulsa's number 1.
Yes.
Tulsa's number 1. Then it's probably. I mean, you could say FAU probably, and then I think it's like Wichita State and Memphis, and then like South Florida. And then the rest
I'd probably go South Florida, maybe a little bit higher. But I am with you generally speaking. It's Florida Atlantic, it's Memphis, it's Wichita State, South Florida, and Tulsa. Those was that 5? Yep. Right? So those are the 5, I think, that are better than the rest. So then if you take those 5, where should Wichita State roster to roster be among those 5? I would say at least 3rd. At least. I don't know that they have any business losing to Florida Atlantic at home. Yeah. Later we'll see that. That's the finale of the conference.
Yeah, here's your answer. KenPom per net rating, which is the KenPom stat that ranks everybody, all 365. Tulsa, South Florida, Wichita State.
Yep, and then Memphis and Florida Atlantic. And I think I agree with that, by the way. And they beat South Florida. Can they beat Tulsa at home? Can't wait for that game all of a sudden. Like, I love that game. But
Valentine's Day. Get your honey out there.
What can't happen, though, down the stretch here is the head scratching. How did they lose to Rice? Like, there can't be any more of those. Those can't happen. You probably got to win them all at home, which is a huge ask. Huge ask. And then still go to Memphis and win, which is also a huge ask.
If you if you want to win it all, like, I don't know. I mean, how many more can they afford? What do we say? They're at 4 losses already.
1. I think Tulsa's not. I don't think Tulsa's going to lose 3 games down the stretch.
I don't think so. I agree. I think you have to literally beat everybody.
I think Charlotte I think Charlotte might.
Yeah.
Charlotte outside of this one against Wichita State, which again, Wichita State's a 9.5-point favorite. For those out there, I don't know what kind of piece of that anybody wants. But then Charlotte follows that up. They go to Memphis this weekend. They still have to go to Tulsa. They go to Florida Atlantic and to South Florida. I'll bet you Charlotte loses at least 4 conference games more. And I think it could be more than that. But we'll find out tonight. I can't wait to watch it. Shockers will play over on KEYN. When we return, we'll go to a little KU talk again. Shreyas Laddha joins us, our KU Insider. Next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination, they tell a story clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new local news live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
Hook that in, TJ. The Island Vibe. I don't know what you have against the islands. Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody. Glad to be here with you on Sports Daily. Jake Ballbrock, TJ Cleveland. We are rocking and rolling through this Wednesday. Enjoy the warm-up. It was a little brief cool-down we're dealing with here today, and then 50s, 60s the rest of the week. Shreyas Laddha, our KU insider, beat reporter for the KC Star at SHRE98 on X. Shreyas, are you guys catching the same warm we're catching down here up in Lawrence?
I haven't checked the weather today. I think it's getting warmer, though. Thank God. I'm tired of the cold weather.
Are you mow the grass or shovel the snow? Which do you prefer as a man's activity?
Can I say none of the above?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm shovel the snow because I haven't had a house yet to mow the grass.
Okay.
Besides when I was a kid.
Just wait. You'll be Hank Hilling it with the rest of us soon enough. Soon enough. Is Hank Hill still? Oh, they redid King of the Hill, actually. I
Yeah.
didn't watch the new ones.
Damn it, Bobby.
One of the all-time most underrated shows ever is King of the Hill. Just an incredible show. Those are the towns I grew up in, by the way. Like, that is my life growing up. All right, Shreyas. So, look, you'd asked me on Monday what we'd be talking about. It's that Darren Peterson sat out the second half against BYU. You asked me today, and it's that Darren Peterson played the whole game, ice water in his veins, didn't play very well, but still hit the 2 biggest shots of the game. Welcome back to the Darren Peterson experience, everybody.
Yeah, that was one of the most interesting games up to those last 90 seconds. I'd say that was the worst Darren Peterson game he's had. And then you blink, he hits 2 big shots. KU somehow won that game. I'm stressed out of my mind in Lubbock trying to rewrite half my story in the last 15 seconds. It came out well, both stories that I did there. I was happy about that. But honestly, he's so talented, man. I mean, it's just, let's just be happy he's playing basketball. Be grateful that you're getting to watch him play college basketball because he should be in the league right now. I know everyone wants to talk about the cramp stuff. He's clearly not moving, I think, as well as you hope. I don't know if you guys saw that against Texas Tech.
I saw him hobbling back on defense one time, but to me it was more about he just didn't look good. And I did see that, and then he sat out for a minute, and I was texting TJ. I was like, does he have the wraps on? Like, is he done? And
I thought he was done. And that point, remember when he went out in the second half? Where
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
I was like, I think he might be done. And then he came back. I'm like, oh, he's coming back. It seems like Bill's just kind of, they're kind of like, okay, it's going to have to be a little bit of a pain management thing. To me, everything I've heard, like these grand conspiracy theories that I'm seeing on Twitter, guys, nobody's doing any real reporting. Get the camp on the phone. Do something. The national guys haven't got anybody on the phone. And obviously I talked to his coach last week. I've been texting him, talking to some people in his camp. Like, he has cramps, guys. They have legitimate cramps. This is not some grand conspiracy that his agent is telling him to come out of the game. Yes, it was weird that one of the associate ADs talked to his agent, but that's not that crazy because his agent was also talking to a bunch of NBA execs. And let's think logically here, guys. Why would he leave a game that he had 18 points on 7 shots against his biggest rival in front of 32 NBA scouts or NBA front office execs? I think everyone just wants this, like, he's load managing. Like, what a stupid time to
I'm Shreyas, I'll tell you, I'm very proud that Sports Daily has not worn tinfoil hats about this because it's the first thing that we said is that, like, you see all this stuff and it has gotten legs like it's never gotten before this past week because of the things that happened in that BYU game. But the obvious debunk is, like, why wouldn't he want to play against AJ DeBonsa? Like, why does that help him at all? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then you think about he played through a hurt ankle in Colorado as part of it. And then to your point in your story you did with his high school coach, if he didn't want to play, he wouldn't even be in Lawrence right now.
It's driving me nuts because nobody's doing the actual real journalism. You're sending me a video that you saw on Twitter or some guy overheard something. And I'm like, you guys are national guys and you can't get anybody from Darren Peterson's camp on the phone. How is somebody from the Kansas City Star beating you right now? Like it shouldn't be that hard. Your ESPN, your CBS, like that CBS article where they talk to anonymous scouts. I wrote that story 3 weeks ago, not to be on the soapbox, but I wrote that 3 weeks ago where I said, yeah, nothing has changed. His draft stock is not being affected by the fact that he can't play basketball games all the time. It's just, this entire situation has just made me realize the reporting world is filled with lazy people that don't want to go out there and actually do the work, and will put conjecture out there instead of having conversations, trying to figure out what's going on, and thinking logically about things.
There is a difference in a blogger and
but this was CBS.
I know. I get it.
Reporter.
AI is going to be writing for CBS before too long, Shreyas. Like, let's be real about it. They will be. So, like, to me, it's always been logical. When we see him, which game did he miss the dunk and land flat on the small of his back? Mm-hmm. And then the Colorado game where he rolls his ankle and comes back in, versus a cramp means an immediate departure from the game and no return. Like, to me, the logical answer to all of this is nobody knows what's causing the cramps. Nobody knows when they're going to come, but if and when they come, that's it for that game. Like, they're not going to push through the cramps, either because he can't, because they don't want him to, whatever it is. Like that's what it is. If he cramps, he's out for the game. And nothing has changed about that.
And I think that's what people don't understand. You can say they're being overly cautious. I'm not sitting there and disagreeing with that sentiment. But I do think there is he genuinely has this cramping issue. And if he didn't, he would not be sitting or missing these games. Like, we haven't seen him look good burst-wise as much as he did in the BYU game. But if you go back and watch the Bill Self press conference, he talked about how he typically at halftime goes to the bike and he starts biking and he does all that stuff. And I don't think he was quite doing it at that game. Like, there's a lot of sentiment from even like national radio, like Aaron Torres, or Andrew, yesterday on Fox Sports. I was getting it with a little bit because he was like, he sent me a tweet on Twitter of like, oh, like, did you see? It's weird, man. He's not doing. I was like, well, he always has a heating pad on. Like, that's nothing new. If you watch any Kansas game, he's either has a heating pad on, or he's talking to a trainer, or he's stretching out. One of the three activities is happening, or he's off to the side on the exercise bike. There's like 4 things happening when he has cramps. It just depends on the severity of the cramp and what's happening. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. I think that's the biggest thing people don't realize. Just because the camera's not showing him on the sideline getting treatment doesn't mean he doesn't have some kind of issue. I think the biggest thing with me with this entire situation is people can't see cramps. People can physically see a turned ankle. So nobody wants to give him grace because it's something they clearly have not solved yet. We're in February. I thought it would be solved by now. I'm not I am a little surprised that it's still an issue, but at this point, it is what it is. It's February 4th. We're probably going to have to deal with it until the end of the season. And at that point, you just hope he can play through whatever he has come March when they're in the Sweet 16 and they desperately need him to play 35 minutes a game.
Listen, Shreyas, people are going to think that we're carrying water for Darren Peterson here. This is just journalism, business, and ethics. You take that class. That was like my sophomore year. I took that class of the way that you have to do things to verify things. Going back to Texas Tech, I kind of listened to the press conference. I didn't know if you got a better read on this or not. Did he cramp and come back in, or was there no cramps? Bill Self basically said, "I didn't ask him. I don't want to know."
I think he was playing through cramps a little bit,
which is good, right?
Discomfort. Yeah, I think it's good. And I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, he was like in the second half, he was non-existent for almost every time until the last 90 seconds. Like, I've never seen him be a complete non-factor in a half until I saw the Texas Tech game. And then you see the last 2 shots he hit, 2 biggest shots of his career so far. And they come out with a win. They basically steal a win in Lubbock, which they had no business winning. I mean, I wrote about it in my story. They were out rebounding the offensive glass. They turned the ball over more. They had more 3-point shots made. Texas Tech did than Kansas, like 12-6, and somehow KU won that game. Like, that is a gritty, quintessential Bill Self road win that I think has been missing from these type of squads in the last few years.
To me, and I agree with you, I thought that was as good as Bill Self. Like, whenever you say he's one of the best, like, go back and watch the things that he did to stop the Tech run, like all the different little tiny things that were happening. But it also tells us a little bit about this team. They didn't look that good. In fact, they look pretty bad offensively, even with Peterson out there. But that's that defense. They have 2 bigs. They can switch 5 defenders. They have 2 bigs guarding point guards out there, and they can both do it and do it fine. If that's the floor, right? If the floor is that level of defense, I think the ceiling is as high as we can get it. The problem to me, Shreyas, is how good is the offense? Because Darren's going to get easy buckets in certain games, but I thought that was a good example of when he's not good, because I agree, he wasn't. They struggled offensively.
They absolutely did. I think it was interesting. I felt like they really struggled shooting the ball. They only had, I think, until the Darren Peterson kind of 2 miracle threes, really, they had 4 3-pointers mid all game. You can't win a lot of basketball games where your opponent makes 12 and you make 4 and somehow come out on top. And they did, because they did a great job of getting inside and getting some good buckets late in the game. Offensively, it was not a great game for anybody. It looked like, you go back and look at the stat sheet, I think Melvin Council was the only one who shot decently. It was a weird game. Tiller was non-existent outside of that one really nice and one shot. I think they need to play a little more offense through him. Flory didn't have a particularly great offensive game, but that defense lets you hang around a lot of games they have no business hanging around in. And if the offense could figure it out like they did, in those last 10 minutes of that Texas Tech game, it's going to win you a lot of basketball games. Like that defense is top 5, top 10 in the nation when they're locked in good, right? That offense is not top 10, but it can be top 10 if Darren and the offense is looking as good as it did against BYU or Iowa State or Baylor.
Yeah. Shreyas, they always say you can't overlook the trap game, but I'm going to overlook it because I'm not on the team. I don't care about Utah. Let's talk about Arizona next week. I posed this question to Jacob. Is KU going to be favored over Arizona at home?
Oh, that's a great question.
Can they beat them? They can. They beat them. That's the question.
I think they can beat them. Okay, so let's think about.
Sake, BYU was favored over Arizona when they hosted them last week.
Yeah, but let's think about this. Typically, odds makers give +3 as home court advantage. Okay, I think KU will be favored by like 1.5.
Yeah,
going into that game. Especially if KU,
it feels like it's a pick 'em because it's in Allen Field.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm at. I think KU has a real chance of winning that game. Like, not to be like,
I do too. There are two teams to me that can athlete with KU when KU's fully healthy. It's Houston and it's Arizona. And so if Arizona is, I mean, that's as explosive and big and fast a team as you'll ever see in college basketball. But I think KU can handle that, right? They've got the same thing going for them. It's can they score on Arizona that would be the concern.
I completely agree. I think it's going to be really interesting, and you're going to have an A+ Darren Peterson in that game. I think he's going to have to hit some tough buckets. He's going to have to do things that Darren Peterson can do that nobody else can do. Like you need him to play like he played against BYU to have a shot to beat Arizona.
Can't wait for it. We'll read up on it after we get through the Utah.
Shreyas, hold on. How was Lubbock? Was that your debut in Lubbock?
No. I was there in October when
you went.
Have you been able to catch the Lubbock bar scene?
I have not. It was such a quick trip. Scene. I flew in, flew out the next day.
Okay, yeah. You didn't get the good. There's only really, in my opinion, one good part of Lubbock, and you didn't catch it. All right, Shreyas, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Go to the KC Star. Find Shreyas' reporting, especially after Utah. That Arizona preview should be good stuff. All right, we'll be right back with more Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of